I am really sensing something special for the 2025 A's team. Reminds me of another A's team. Let's get into it today on Locked On A's.
You are Locked On A's, your daily podcast on the Athletics, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. I am your host, Booney. One name, all passion. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen of the day. I'm from the Bay Area, and I've been a diehard A's fan since 1981. This isn't just another A's podcast. This is the most informative and insightful show on the A's, period. We cover the A's every single day. We break down games, we deliver the latest team news, and we give you deep, thoughtful analysis you won't find anywhere else. If it's happening in Sacramento or Vegas, we've got it covered. No fluff, no filler, just real, passionate, and relentless A's coverage. We are free and available everywhere, including YouTube. And do me a favor and hit that subscribe button wherever you are following the show. Now, let's talk some A's baseball. But before we do so, this episode is brought to you in part by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Download the app or head to FanDuel.com to get started. What is up, everybody? On Friday's show, if you turned in, I tried to do this live stream deal for the first time. And I had zero clue on how to do it. Believe it or not, I watched a YouTube video, a how-to YouTube video for an hour before I actually hopped on, and that sure didn't seem to help. Some of the time I didn't know if I was live, and I think I was trying to broadcast a game through MLB Gamecast. It was all in all just a mess, and I do apologize. Part of what I attempted to cover, but I don't believe I covered it very well at all, was the betting lines odds makers have made on individuals on the A's and the A's as a team. I found them extremely interesting, and I want to do a better job of covering that, and I will do so today. That's later. The A's had two games this weekend and want to catch you up on who is doing what in Cactus League play. But first, my three favorite teams in my lifetime that I have followed are number 3, the 06-07 We Believe Warrior team that snuck into the playoffs as an 8 seed and stunned the number 1 seed Dallas Mavericks in the opening round of the NBA playoffs. You guys remember it? Jason Richardson, Baron Davis, Steven Jackson, Nelly Ball, all that good stuff. Unbelievable. Number 2 was what we are going to talk about a little bit today, the 2012 A's team. And if you're wondering who number 1 is, that would be the 89 Niners. And if you grew up in the Bay Area in the 80s, Joe Montana is number 1 on just about every single sports list. Well, when thinking about the Athletics, the perennial underdog, the team that Major League Baseball loves to forget, but somehow can't ignore with their shoestring budgets, their crumbling ballpark that feels more like a relic than a stadium, and their perpetual status as the other team in the Bay Area. Now, obviously no longer in the Bay Area. The A's have made a career out of proving people wrong. And yet, here we are again in 2025. the A's once more being treated like an afterthought. Speaking of 2012, let me take you back there. My favorite season in A's history. And yes, I know some of you will scream 2002 because of the Hollywood love letter that immortalized their Moneyball miracle. But let's be honest, that team still had stars like MVP Miguel Tejada and Barry Zito. The 2012 squad, they were supposed to be nothing, a joke, a ghost ship of a roster cobbled together after trading away their three all-star pitchers, Trevor Cahill, Gio Gonzalez, and Andrew Bailey, from a team that already lost 88 games the year before. Their biggest offseason splash was signing Yoenis Cespedes, an international free agent who had never played an inning of professional baseball in America. They were destined for the cellar. So they told us. And yet, the 2012 A's pulled off one of the most electric and improbable seasons in baseball history. They didn't just win, they stunned. They shocked. They roared into contention like a freight train nobody saw coming, culminating in a final day AL West title that was as dramatic as it was poetic. A team of misfits and nobodies became legends overnight. And they did it with a flair and defiance. Fast forward to 2025, and the narrative feels eerily familiar. Once again, the A's are being written off before a single pitch has been thrown. Once again, odds makers are treating them like pawns in the game of baseball, just another team, setting their over-under win total at a laughable 71.5 wins and giving them a 25-1 chance to win their division. And once again, I can't help but think, haven't we been here before? But, and this is a big but, there's a crucial difference between the 2012 and the 2025 team that I can't ignore. The 2012 A's weren't just underdogs. They were underdogs with no expectations whatsoever. Their success came out of nowhere, like a thunderstorm on a clear day. By June of that year, they were hitting a collective 208 for crying out loud. Nobody, including their own fans, thought they had a shot. This 2025 team, well, they're not sneaking up on anyone. Sure, the national media might still turn up their noses at the A's, but let's not kid ourselves. This roster is good, really good. On paper, they are one of the best teams in all of baseball from top to bottom, if you have truly watched them. Now, that is in my opinion, but I regress. Let's leave that for another episode. This year's 2025 team has not been the most successful in the last two seasons. A dismal 119 and 205 combined record have left a sour taste in everybody's mouth. But anyone paying attention knows they have quietly built something special. This isn't a ragtag group of nobodies hoping to catch lightning in a bottle. This is a legitimate contender being dismissed because of their name in history. And that's where I start to get angry. The A's have 9 World Series titles to their name, more than most franchises can even dream of. And only 6 teams have made more postseason appearances since 2000. Yet, here we are, pretending like there's some sort of charity case just because they don't spend money like a drunken sailor or play in shiny new stadiums with craft beer on tap. It's lazy, it's insulting, and it completely misses the point of what makes this franchise so darn compelling. The truth is, the A's thrive when nobody else believes in them. It's part of their DNA, as much a part of their identity as green and gold uniforms. The 2012 team embodied that spirit better than any other, with their improbable second half surge, 51-25 after the All-Star break, and their unforgettable sweep of the Texas Rangers to steal the division on the final day of the season. It wasn't just about winning, it was about how they won. Scrappy, dramatic, and unapologetically weird. The 2025 team may not have that same underdog magic. Well, that's depending on who you speak with. But to the public, they are thought of as the same as the 2012 team, a bunch of nobodies playing in a minor league ballpark. To me, the A's have something else. Potential. Real, undeniable potential to be great. And if there's one thing we've learned from watching this franchise over the years, it's that you should never count them out. So here's my challenge to you, my dear listener or viewer. Go ahead and doubt the A's. Mock their payroll. Roll your eyes at the relocation saga and playing in a minor league ballpark. Bet against them if you must. Just remember that you've done this before and you have been wrong before. Because whether it's 2012 or 2025 or any year in between, the A's have been running Major League Baseball since before most teams even knew how to spell dynasty. The A's are baseball's ultimate underdogs, except we're not really underdogs. We are the smartest team in the room. And time again, we prove it. We are baseball's Hydra. Cut off one head and grow another. Yet, year after year, the A's find talent, nurture it, and unleash it onto the league. It's not luck. It's not fluke. It's the A's way. You think the A's are done? Think again. The next wave of talent is already here. You just don't see it, but you will. That I promise you. You will. We've got young stars ready to explode, a system full of hidden gems, and a front office that stays 5 steps ahead of everyone else. The A's are always rebuilding and contending at the same time because we are just built different. And sure, the last few years have been rough, but now the attention is where it belongs, on the field. If you're not on board, you're just another speed bump on our road to greatness. The haters will keep doubting, and the A's will keep proving them wrong. That's what we do. That's who we are. So go ahead. Keep underestimating the A's. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss something special. It's deja vu all over again. This episode is brought to you in part by FanDuel. When the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started, and there's no better place to get in on it than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game, so even if you miss the opening tip-off or want to bet on a fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in on the action. And if you're looking for a bigger payout, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay. I love using FanDuel's live betting feature because it keeps every moment of the game exciting, whether I'm backing my team for a late game rally or picking a player to hit a clutch three. I never feel like I missed my chance. Plus, the app is easy to use, and when you win, you get paid instantly. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Now, I am not a betting man, but what I do like to do at the beginning of each baseball season is I like to look at the odds with regards to individual accolades such as MVP, Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, Manager of the Year, teams' odds to win the World Series, to win their division, etc. And this year, I found it very, very interesting to um, see what the A's odds were, both in their individual type of predictions and also as team predictions. Let's go through it. First, American League Cy Young. Your favorites are going to be Tarek Skubal from the Detroit Tigers at plus 400. Now, the plus 400 basically signifies a $100 bet. You place $100, Skubal wins Cy Young, you win $400. Pretty simple. Now, again, that's if you're a betting individual. This is meant for entertainment purposes. Garrett Crochet from the Red Sox, plus 550. Cole Reagans from the Royals, plus 850. Jacob deGrom from the Rangers, plus 1,000. And the only A on this list is Luis Severino at plus 12,500. I think that's pretty accurate. It's going to be a long shot for Severino to stay in, to get in contention to win the AL Cy Young. AL Manager of the Year award. Favorite, Dan Wilson from the Mariners at plus 350. I found somewhat interesting. Mark Kotsay plus 1,000, plus 1,000 to win AL Manager of the Year. AL MVP, Aaron Judge plus 300, Bobby Witt plus 450, Henderson from the Orioles plus 700, Yordan Alvarez from the Astros at plus 700, the A's, Brett Rooker plus 3,000, 30 to 1, and Lawrence Butler at plus 5,000. I have said it before on many of occasions. I have Lawrence Butler to win, not to win, to be a top 5 vote getter in AL MVP. So that's not a bad one to sprinkle a couple of bucks on if you do that sort of thing. MLB AL Reliever of the Year. The best odds for the A's, for any A individual to win an individual award, would go to Mason Miller at plus 400. Emmanuel Clase is the favorite at plus 300. Again, followed by Mason Miller at plus 400. Josh Hader of the Astros is at plus 500. And Devin Williams of the Yankees is at plus 500. But Mason Miller has the best odds of any athletic to win a individual award. How about AL Rookie of the Year? Jason Dominguez from the Yankees, plus 400. Roman Anthony from the Red Sox, plus 600. Christian Campbell from the Red Sox, plus 700. And Jacob Wilson from the A's is plus 800. He is the next best chance for an A's player to win an individual award according to the odds preseason. MLB home run leader, Aaron Judge plus 350, Shohei Ohtani plus 500, Kyle Schwarber plus 1,000, Fernando Tatis Jr. plus 1,200, Brett Rooker plus 2,500 would be the only A's on that list. How about RBI leader? Shohei Ohtani plus 550, Aaron Judge plus 700, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Yordan Alvarez, Matt Olson, Jose Ramirez, all at plus 1,200. Brett Rooker, plus 2,200. Runs leader, Shohei Ohtani, plus 400. Juan Soto, plus 650. Aaron Judge, Corbin Carroll, Gunnar Henderson, Bobby Witt, all at plus 1,200. Brett Rooker, plus 8,000. Saves leader, Edwin Diaz from the Mets, plus 600. Clase, plus 750. Helsley, plus 800. Hader and Iglesias, both plus 1,000. Mason Miller, plus 1,600. Major League Baseball strikeout leader, Paul Skeens, plus 400. Skubal from the Tigers, plus 800. Crochet from the Red Sox, plus 1,200. Dylan Cease from the Padres, plus 1,200. And the A's on the list, Luis Severino, plus 12,500. And Jeffrey Springs, plus 15,000. I don't know. A healthy Jeffrey Springs, you never know. You never know. He is that good, but health is going to be the key for him. That might not be a bad one to sprinkle on $1 or $2. Wins leader, Zach Wheeler, plus 800. Skubal, plus 1,000. Skeens, plus 1,200. Sale, plus 1,400. And the only athletic on the list is JP Sears, plus 10,000. World Series champion. To no surprise, the Dodgers, plus 275. Yankees, plus 750. Braves, plus 900. Phillies, plus 1,100. And the Athletics, plus 15,000. How about to win the American League West? I kind of covered this earlier in the first segment of the show. The Astros, plus 145 to win the American League West. Mariners, plus 225. Rangers, plus 200. And what a joke this is. The Athletics and Angels are both plus 2,500. I mean, come on. In a division that is down, they're going 25-1 on the A's. I mean, this is what I'm talking about a little bit as far as a lot of people sleeping on the A's or simply who have not watched the A's. American League pennant. Yankees plus 300. Orioles plus 600. Astros plus 750. Come on. Rangers plus 1,000. And the A's are plus 6,600. I didn't know the Rangers and Astros were thought of as so highly. I mean, the Astros have practically lost their whole team. Will the A's make the playoffs? This would include a wild card. Plus 550 for a yes, minus 900 for a no. So what's interesting about that is that 550 to make the playoffs, plus 2,500 to win the division. I think it's going to be easier to win the AL West than it is to get a wild card spot into the playoffs, is my opinion. So the discrepancy between 550 and plus 2,500 is a little nutty for me. Over, under on the A's win this year. 71.5. Joke. At minus 135, which is interesting because earlier when I saw it, it was at 71.5 at minus 125. So in other words, you have to bet 125 to win 100. Now it's at 135 to win 100. So obviously there's a little bit of action going on in the A's. That has come up a little bit, but still, I mean, what a disrespectful number that is. 71.5 wins. Should have fly to Vegas now, but I don't do that. Here's an interesting one. Best record in all of baseball. The Dodgers, minus 180. You have to bet 180 to win 100. Braves plus 700. Yankees plus 1,000. Phillies plus 1,400. You want to know what the A's are? This is crazy. Plus 100,000. For the A's to have the best record in all of baseball, plus 100,000. For a team that played the type of baseball they did in July and August is a crazy type of odds right there. Fewest wins in all of baseball. Chicago White Sox minus 140. Rockies plus 230. Marlins plus 650. Angels plus 2,200. And the Athletics plus 3,000. Who will have the longest win streak in baseball? Dodgers plus 450. Braves plus 850. Yankees plus 1,000. The A's plus 50,000. Longest losing streak? White Sox plus 400. Rockies plus 600. The Athletics plus 1,400. Crazy. So there you have it. That is all the betting odds and predictions the odds makers have set out for the A's this year. A lot of long odds, and I like the A's a lot this year. I really do. If you really look at their roster from top to bottom, if you examine what they did last year in the months of July and August, if you take a look at the actual games, see how they won, see the games they lost, the roster they had on the field, you're going to understand why I'm so high on the A's this year. I think they're a hell of a team. I think they're really, really, really good. I think a lot of people are sleeping on the A's. Obviously, we have a long way to go. We're only 9 games through spring training. And I wanted to cover the weekend. I got a little caught up with regard to the betting lines and the 2012 A's, where I went a little bit long today. I'll cover Saturday, Sunday, and today's game with regard to spring training tomorrow, and give you a little bit of a better idea of what I saw last year in July and August, to give you an idea of where I'm coming from and just not spitting out predictions that mean absolutely zero. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's for sure. And as I said at the beginning of the show, I mean, after today's game, we're going to be a third of the way through spring training. Opening day is right around the corner, literally. And as I mentioned earlier as well, we can't get off to the slow start we got off to last year, where we're just constantly playing catch up. And considering we're opening up the first month of the season with some division foes, it's critical. It's critical we get off to the right start. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I will review the weekend's games tomorrow. We'll catch you up on everything. I appreciate you watching, and thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the Locked On Fantasy Baseball podcast with host Dominic Martin and Matthew Onai. MLB fantasy draft season is here. Be the most informed fan and set yourself up for a league win. Find Locked On Fantasy Baseball on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. I will see you all tomorrow. Take it easy, guys.